Hi everyone, welcome back to Our Enchanted Budget. Today we're doing Mini Monday. I set aside $20 every week for the savings challenge to save for bills and other expenses throughout the week. Not the week, throughout the year. So let's make sure I have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Okay. Let's get the savings challenges out. Last month's Mini Monday was a little bit disappointing. I didn't get to finish any challenges. I didn't have any that I finished, but you know, that hopefully means I will have more to finish because I have a lot saved already in some of these savings challenges. So we'll see. All right. I was gonna say the camera placement feels a little off today, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a 6-sided die and add $1 to that number until I run out of money. So here we go. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? I am filming this on a weekend because I need to do editing and stuff, but I publish the video on a Monday. So it's, you know, you've already had your weekend, but I am at the start of the weekend. Actually, when I woke up today, so I set an alarm every morning, sometime 5, 6-ish in the morning. So, and I used to hate setting alarms on the weekend to wake up, because that was one of my favorite things was to sleep in. But because I want to make videos and do the editing and stuff, I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna wake up about the same time in the morning as a weekday. Although I do wake up, 30 minutes to an hour later because on a work day, if I'm trying to do like a workout, I wake up at like 5-ish. Or at least I try to. I might lie in bed for a while, but I try. So when I woke up today, I thought it was a work day. I thought it was a weekday, and I was like, oh no, I gotta get ready. And then for a few minutes, I was like, oh, I'm still tired. Well, that happens every time anyway, when I wake up. Okay, I finished rolling, so let's move this out and continue coloring and talking. I was never good at waking up early. Well, I was never a person who jumps out of bed as soon as, I wake up. I have to have a few minutes, and by a few minutes, I mean like 15 minutes of like lying in bed to like wake up enough to actually get up. So I was and that happens every time I use an alarm. So I don't think, even if I get like 7 hours of sleep, so I don't think it's like I didn't get enough sleep necessarily. Sometimes I don't get enough sleep. Like the other day I slept like 3 hours because I had that insomnia that I sometimes get. But I think it's just like my body waking up. It takes a while to boot up, kind of like an old Windows computer. You press a button and then you have to like let it load for a really long time. So, yeah, so number 6 got $1. And and sorry if I am kind of just rambling. That's usually how I roll. So I wake up and I lie there on the bed for like 15 minutes, and then eventually I wake up enough to like get up and go brush my teeth, get dressed, wash my face, that kind of thing. Regardless of if I'm waking up for on a weekend or on a weekday, and even sometimes without an alarm, if I wake up without an alarm, unless it's one of those insomnia nights. On insomnia nights, when I wake up, I'm like ready to roll. But like there's nowhere to go and my body is tired, so that's a whole other thing. But number 5 got $3. Oh, well, that's not good because I needed another dollar. Oh, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Number 3 has all even numbers and I got $3, so I'm gonna borrow $1 from there. So now I have 4. So I basically have a hard time just like waking up generally. I don't know, maybe everybody is like that, but maybe some people are, you know, they wake up and they're ready to go. I don't know. So this morning I thought, oh, it's a work day, I gotta get ready. And I think on a work day, morning is busy, right? So you wake up, you gotta start getting ready. If I'm doing a workout, I gotta get ready for a workout and then do that, and then put a makeup on, whatever, and then wake the kids up, get them ready, you know, everybody piles up in the car and gotta leave. So like I have like a timer in my head, like and okay, number 4 got $2. So I was thinking that when I woke up, and so I was once my body was awake, my mind was awake, I was like, okay, let's go. And then as soon as I thought that, I was like, wait, I don't have to hurry like that. Today is a Saturday. I completely forgot. So, you know, I'm still waking up early, so there's no like, oh, I can go back to sleep, but there was like it was still like a little bonus, like, oh, yeah, I don't have to hurry up and do everything. I can take my time. So that was kind of nice. Our number 3 got $2. But you know, whenever I set an alarm at night right before I go to bed, I, you know, try to make sure I have like at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep. But if I can fall asleep right away, and if I stay asleep, but you know, at least I try to set an alarm so that, you know, I'm not unnecessarily waking up earlier. But regardless of that, I still feel like, oh, I don't know if I can wake up so early. But so number 2 got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's like a little bit of sense of like a dread, looking at the time that I'm setting the alarm for. But I realized that when I do wake up, which letter do I want to color? It's $6, so guess I will do this. But I've realized that when I'm waking up kind of like around the same time every day, it's not as scary. And I actually sometimes enjoy waking up early now on a weekend, which is crazy to say because I used to hate waking up early on a weekend. But I feel like I have more time on a weekend when I wake up early in the morning. And by early, I don't mean like 4 a.m. I used to set an alarm at like 5:30, but that's kind of, to make videos, but I think like 6-ish is good enough. So I set an alarm for 6. Number one got $5, which is great because the minimum for this one is $5, and I actually changed everything to $5. And yeah, so I feel like I have more weekend time, which is great because, there are a lot of things I need to do. I need to do like at least 3 loads of laundry, groceries, and then meal prep. But I feel like I have a little bit of time to do things that are not completely for productivity's sake. Maybe just play with the kids, or go out and go get a coffee run, do a coffee run, tea run, whatever. So I finished coloring today, so I'm gonna start cleaning up. So I kind of am not so mad about setting alarm on the weekend now. Yeah, so, and don't get me wrong, that's not every day. Sometimes I feel extra tired on the weekend and I wish I could sleep, but I'm starting to find some pros to waking up earlier on the weekend too. So I don't know. I don't know. It feels so strange because that's like the opposite of how I used to be. I really hated having to set an alarm on the weekend, but yeah. And I did have one day where I had that insomnia, like I said, but since I started waking up at like 6 consistently on the weekend as well as the weekday, I feel like I sleep better at night. I don't know, knock on wood, because I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like it's helping me sleep better. I don't know. Yeah, it might be a coincidence, but all right, so that's enough talking from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.